FIFA rankings have been announced. Socceroos up to their best ranking in around a decade. What's your initial reactions and feeling?
Yeah, it's obviously a reflection of what we've recently done, and yeah, I guess testament to another achievement by the team. And yeah, it's I guess it's great to be up that end of the standings and whatnot. It's what we want. We want to be mixing it and beating the best teams in the world. And I guess like I said, it's a reflection of how we've been doing the last little bit.
100%. You've been obviously part of the setup for a fair while now, and part of those teams. Obviously, rankings are a funny thing, but what is it, do you think, about this group that makes them special?
I mean, there's been lots of great players and great people that have represented the Socceroos in my time, and obviously before my time as well. But I mean, there's obviously a number of aspects which I guess result in teams getting results and having success. And I think one of the big things has been the stability around the manager this time as well. Obviously Arnie there having us for the whole cycle, and the two previous World Cups that I had been to, we had a change of manager just before, and it's pretty hard to then compete when you have a change like that so close to the tournament, and when you're not getting a lot of time together as a team in the preparation and build up to it. So there's no doubt that has had a big influence. And then obviously the little intricacies within that, Arnie and his approach, and all credit to the boys taking on board all the information and all that's needed in order to perform. And I think the most important thing that we continue to maintain and sustain is putting the team first, and everyone being real professional, and having that real camaraderie. And I've always felt that that's our backbone, being an Australian and being a Socceroo. And it's proven to work well for us again in this in this recent time.
It's obviously down to a couple of great results at the World Cup. Our best ever in terms of results. With a couple of weeks now having gone by, I don't know if the sting of a loss ever really goes away, but with a bit of time to digest the tournament now, how do you look back on it as a whole and what we achieved there?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt, we can be extremely proud of what we achieved. I don't think people in Australia quite grasp the scale of what we did in terms of, the qualifying process, and, obviously playing the opposition that we did. And it's probably the most global sport on the planet as well. And I guess just all the circumstances with, the boys, the squad, and perhaps not having a lot of boys playing at the highest level around, the world in obviously the respected leagues and whatnot. Yet, we found a way to keep on producing and to keep on giving, and leaving it all out there on the pitch. And that can, we can all be very proud of, and how we did. We really took it to the opposition that we played, and we scored plenty of goals, and we obviously, it was a big contributing factor to the success we had. But having seen Argentina and France in the final, the two opposition we come up against, it's a nice feeling in that aspect. But you can't help but think as well, if things had gone a little bit different in the Argentina game, with the momentum that we had and sort of that feeling of we're building something even more special, than how far we could really have gone. That's always going to be there, but it could have gone a number of ways. And I think all in all, every member of that team, squad, players, staff, everyone, I think they can all look themselves in the mirror and take peace in the fact that we did everything we absolutely could as individuals, to contribute there to the team and perform the best we could. And it's a nice feeling to have come the end of it, irregardless of what I guess the outcome was, results-wise and whatnot. I think when you can walk away doing that, then I guess you can walk away in peace.
I mean, just in regards to you mentioning like Argentina and France in the final, like I mean, in terms of the rankings, which which is sort of what we're talking about. I mean, they both moved up. So Argentina number 2, France is number 3. The other teams we played, Denmark's gone for a tumble. They're down to 18. They've dropped 8 places. Tunisia is like 29, so they're roughly about us. Peru, for reference, have gone up for some reason. They're at 21, so they're sort of still, in terms of recent teams that we've played. But I mean, given those sort of rankings, I mean, do you put much stock into it, or is it sort of like now that we sort of move into that top 30 and maybe beyond as well, is it sort of more of a recognition of where we belong and the fact that we can match it with those sort of teams?
Yeah, it's recognition for what we're doing on the pitch, but come match time for me and whoever we're coming up against, it's irrelevant. I'll go out there and try to use all I can to help the team I'm representing, be successful, and try and help the guys around me to do the same, I guess, through my experiences and stuff as well. And me also listening to them as well, anything that they have to share on what can help us win the game. So we're not thinking about rankings, if we're playing the first or 101st, we're approaching the game with the same amount of respect for the opposition. And for me, that's a key part of playing a football match, is having that right amount of respect and having that mentality to go out there and fulfil the job to the best of our ability, regardless of who we're coming up against.
Speaking of rankings, I'm not sure if you've seen it. There was the manager rankings from the tournament put out by L'Equipe, who are like really well-respected French publication, and Arnie came first. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I did see a bit of media about this.
Yeah, I mean, what was your reaction? What do you make of it? Obviously it's sort of with a grain of salt, but also as well, yeah. I mean, what do you make of that?
Yeah, again, it's recognition for his contribution to our nation, and even extra special. Obviously, I have a close relationship with Arnie, and more importantly, you just you love a comeback story, or you love a story of triumph, which has endured a lot of hardship, and the journey being real tough, and I guess people perceiving that perhaps he was maybe down and out and back against the wall type of stuff, and now to be receiving the accolades that he is getting, I'm really happy for him, and it's testament to obviously his commitment and all his skill set that he uses to create the best team that he can create. And like I said, that stability that we've had, having him around as well for this tournament, I think has been a massive plus and bonus as well, and that's reflected in the performances. And yeah, I feel he's deserving of all the plaudits that he's getting.
Yourself personally, what have you been up to since the end of the tournament? I mean, did you watch the final? Have you switched off from football? And what sort of plans in the next little while now that I think we're on a break internationally? I think the next window's March.
Yeah, just been catching up with the people who mean the most to me back here in Sydney. Yeah, I've been having a great time in doing that. Obviously, taking advantage of my circumstances with a Nordic winter and playing in a Nordic league that have a bigger break over this Australian summer. So just trying to indulge in all that has to offer, and unwind and switch off. I haven't watched any game post the World Cup. The time difference makes it a little bit hard and whatnot. They've been on sort of in the background when I've been up early in the morning, at the gym or something like that. But yeah, no, I haven't tuned into a game. I didn't even watch the final, to be honest. I just watched the highlights the next day. But yeah, it's probably one I regret not tuning into, because the highlights package and everything that I've seen since, sounds like it was a pretty entertaining match. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm getting up to.
Nice. And yeah, I mean, are you thinking about sort of Socceroos at all for the next couple of months, or is it just a matter of sort of that switch off is actually really important as well?
Yeah, just take one day at a time, and whatever's in front of me. Like I said, just enjoying this time at the minute, switching off and leading a little bit more of a day-to-day normal human life, being back here and stuff. But it's been proven a little bit difficult to do with obviously the attention we've gotten recently, and constantly walking past people in the street and acknowledging the efforts that we've done there and supporting us and all that. And me obviously acknowledging their support and how special they made it for us. Tuning in post the games and seeing obviously all those scenes and footage of the support back here at those live sites, and people and families and friends alone as well, just supporting the team and whatnot. It's definitely made the the whole period of our lives that much more special, with all that they've done. So yeah, no, it's been great to come back here and have received a reception, and seeing, having seen the public take such a liking to obviously what we're doing, and having been able to unite the nation again. It's a pretty special feeling, as we're all very proud Australians, and we all want the best for one another. Yeah, that was a cool part of this period that has made it as special as what it was.